So Donald Trump's war is now escalating, and he's telling you to expect more deaths, right? More deaths possible, and that's on the U.S. side. I want to go over what's going on and give you points of view from internationally and things you may not necessarily heard before, what you need to hear. This is a point of view, again, you probably haven't heard before, and talking to the mega. Have a listen to this.
So the U.S. just killed and wounded around 200 people in Pakistan, and all the Neanderthalic goons in the comments section are going to be like, they shouldn't have tried to storm the embassy. Well, we shouldn't have gone to war with Iran. And while all you dumb are cheering on American military exceptionalism against third world savages, your words, not mine, y'all can't even go to the doctor. You live in the only developed nation on earth that doesn't have universal health care. Soon you will not own anything, and every aspect of your life will be surveilled and paywalled by the ruling parasite class. While you cheer on the sinking of Iranian naval vessels, just know that you have more in common with those drowned sailors than you will ever have with the billionaire pedophiles running our government. So when you celebrate the death of third world savages, just know that's projection. You are the third world savage. You're impoverished. You don't own anything. You're uneducated. A tyrannically militant ruling elite has taken it all from you, and you're cheering on the death of people you don't even know or understand. I've been all through this world. They don't hate us for our freedom. They actually believe we don't have freedom because we functionally do not have freedom, and they don't envy us. People come here illegally because we bomb them, displace them, overthrow their governments, and have nowhere else to go. It's a tough concept, but you'll get it. And all you MAGA alphas and Sigmas really just needing a daddy and a billionaire boot to lick so you can think you're wolves, not the passive compliant sheep you really are. Just know that a better future is possible, but first y'all gotta wake up and realize your life sucks. Your life sucks because 1,000 uber rich people who hate you and think the only point of your existence is to serve as money cattle. That's why.
And it's hard to talk about this stuff with the mega people because they probably have never heard these kind of points of view. They just frankly don't get it. They think, oh, well, but Trump and Elon Musk, they all said we're going to be rich. And they told me we're all going to, go to Mars and the moon together. That's what Musk says. Trump will always talk about how, guys, there's trillions and trillions of dollars coming in. It's like all of these fake promises. It's the Home Shopping Network meets the 1980s, scammy TV evangelist people I've told you. And
earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case. But America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. They have waged war against civilization itself.
So that's coming from Trump. He's willing to sacrifice you and your family, and he's saying, get ready, right? And it's pretty obvious. He doesn't care about people. To me, it's obvious. I guess to the megas, no, Chris, you're so dumb. He's protecting us against all these terrorists, right? It's civilization we're protecting. But that's why I have to show you the first gentleman. Just be honest about this stuff, guys. And this I always tell you the same thing. Your life doesn't get better in USA because we're funding all the money to the Elon Musk, to the Donald Trumps, and to keep this war going. If you look at news in other countries, it's very different, actually. So from the UK's perspective, they're just like, you know what? How can we get our people out? And I guess there's 200,000 British nationals in the Middle East right now, and that's what they're talking about. They'll also show you first-hand point of view. This is from British expats. Listen to this.
Oh my God, it's bomb debris. Where? Here. Oh my God, it's a bomb.
Oh my God!
This regional war has become personal. Iran's attacks reaching the homes of some of Dubai's residents.
No joking, guys. We have just been hit by a drone. We heard it coming. It stinks of oil in here. I didn't even finish my cup of tea.
Embassy and government.
And the average person, they just want to live their lives in peace, right? And now suddenly the whole region is destabilized. This is absolutely crazy. I'll show you also, this is the Korean news, which is going to be different than the American news. They'll show you this. So I guess there was a shooting in Austin. So they're talking about FBI worrying about terrorism worried about various cells in the USA, so violence is coming to the USA, right? But this isn't necessarily unusual for the USA. There's shootings all the time. It's the USA, and that's why the first gentleman's talking about your, general life. They also show you this, which is different than what you'll see in the USA. So basically, 27% support Trump, 43% against Trump, 29% don't know. This is regarding the bombing in Iran. They also show us this, which is different than probably what you see in U.S. news. There's like a 35% chance that things will stay the same in terms of regime change, 10% chance that the current regime will collapse. So basically, Trump's not doing anything to really change things over there. And I've told you guys this several times. If there's going to be a change in Iran, it needs to come from the Iranian people. You can't just expect to go bomb everyone and suddenly change everything. You're a foreign entity coming in. Trump reportedly asked private equity investor to be deputy defense secretary. So this is Steven Feinberg. And basically, he's connected to this dying corp. And this is kind of a similar situation to where, if you guys remember the Iraq War, it was all about Blackwater, these private, military contractors who make a bunch of money off this stuff. This is dying corp again. So there's certainly conflict of interest when you appoint people who stand to profit from said things. And this is Greg talking about it more. Have a listen.
The moment, but that's probably going to change tonight as U.S. air assets get involved over the Iranian battle space. I just want to make a video for you to send to anyone who's a veteran or currently in the military who's really banging the war drums. The United States is the greatest threat to world peace, global stability, and is the most lawless nation on earth. I'm fourth-generation Army. I grew up in the whole arsenal of democracy propaganda. I was in a special operations unit during Obama's Afghanistan surge while we were propping up pedophilic narco warlords in Kandahar and Helmand as part of a nation-building exercise. What that means is the government takes all your tax money and gives it to private contractors to prop up a government that nobody wants. If you are in the military right now, just know that you are not serving your country. You are not fighting for freedom or democracy. You are fighting for about 1,000 odd child trafficking, parasitically wealthy billionaires who do not believe in countries or nation states in the same way that you do. They believe they are above that peasant stuff. You think little Marco Rubio is in charge? You think dumbass Pete Hegseth is actually in charge of the Department of War? The person who's running the Department of War is the private equity billionaire deputy director Steve Feinberg, who has never served in the military, but who was the head of DynCorp International, a private military contractor until 2020. You are fighting to make rich men who view you with utter contempt even richer. It's 2026, y'all. It's time to grow up. Every imperial war,
That's why I wanted to show you guys sort of what's going on with that. Regarding the Blackwater situation, this is interesting. So Eric Prince, former American Navy SEAL, a private military contractor, Blackwater, the founder, he was actually talking against the Iran thing. Listen to this.
I'm not happy about the whole thing. I don't think this was in America's interest. It's going to uncork a significant can of worms and chaos and destruction in Iran now. Who takes over? You still have tens, hundreds of thousands of IRGC people that will be positioning to be number two, to be the next rulers of that country. I don't see how this is in keeping with the president's MAGA commitment. I'm disappointed.
And that's coming from a Blackwater guy. And that's why I showed you the stat before. In Korea, they're talking about, there's still a high chance that the current regime will stay in place. But even if Trump gets his people in there, it's just going to serve wealthy billionaire class. And then I want to show you this. This is, I guess, happening above Tehran. It's like these silent drones. It says footage captured in Tehran shows today what appears to be Israel's secretive RA-01 stealth unmanned aerial vehicle. The RA-1 is designed to penetrate heavily defended airspace and conduct intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions while remaining undetected. This is the current landscape these days. This is sort of why Elon Musk and all his ilk are going for those Pentagon contracts to build those autonomous drones that we talk about on the channel. Remember, Anthropic doesn't want to be basically building Terminator robots or helping with that. But Elon Musk is like, no, I'll build the Terminator robots. And this is kind of what it looks like these days. It's the first time that I've seen one of these things flying around, these RA-01 stealth drone. I looked it up here. You can see it. It says, secretive state-of-the-art stealth drone developed by Israel for long-range intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, particularly targeting Iran and the Middle East. And then also I want you to see this.
Folks, we find ourselves somewhere familiar, a place I hoped we'd never be again. Another American president, another draft-dodging president, sending other people's kids to go fight a regime change war in the Middle East. I'm a veteran of the war in Iraq, which was a strategic disaster. But yet, unlike that war, the American people have not authorized this war in Iran. The Congress has not authorized this war in Iran. And yet, as I said, Donald Trump is sending other people's kids to go fight. This is a moment for the Congress to show up. We ought to get back to Washington, put a stop to this before precious American lives, our troops might be lost, before the region is further destabilized. And to every politician beating the drum to war, they should answer a simple question. How many Americans are you willing to see die in this war? If they can't answer that question, they ought to shut up about it.
But you'll see it in comments from the MAGA people. Oh, but Chris, you're so dumb. We have to go fight all the wars that Donald Trump wants to fight. I always say the same thing. If you're so willing to fight, you should go yourself. You should send your kids. You should send all your tax dollars. And if you're not willing to do that, don't be willing to send other people's kids or tax dollars. So that's my thoughts on this. I want to hear yours, and I'll catch you in the next video.